Gotta do intro. I'm reading Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, leading up to the Onyx Storm release because it's coming out soon, and I need to refresh my mind because the last time I read the books was literally around last year, actually. So yeah, there's a lot of mysteries. There's a lot of questions left unanswered. So I can't wait until the book releases, but a lot has been thrown at us since Iron Flame, and I need a refresher. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I'm recording kind of some moments, not a lot of them, just little tiny moments. Then I'm gonna give like my personal rant, thoughts, review of the book, and yeah. So let's get to it. Hi guys. So I'm not sure if I'm reading too much into it, but we're a couple pages in, and Violet, Mira, and Mom, they're all arguing about like Violet going to the writer's quadrant, and this discussing Violet's kind of like disability, or like, well, basically she says, oh, I guess we're now describing my faults, but then randomly her mom over here is being like a douche and everything, not a great mom, but she randomly says that's not a fault, in that that Violet goes through more pain than Mira does, even like, I don't know, just because of her disability, right? And then she says that if anyone's gonna be a writer, it will be her, but Violet. So I wonder. I'm not sure if I'm just reading too much into it, but like, I don't know. After reading all these books, Mom, their mom is sus. She must know things. I keep looking over here. She must know things that like we don't. I don't know. I feel like she's like part of like the government, of Tyrandor, where and all that stuff. Navarre, whatever. I don't know. I feel like she knew something about Violet before. Like since the beginning, she probably knew something about Violet. I don't know. Might be reading too much into it, but like, I'm trying to figure out mysteries here. Okay, guys. Like, Fourth Ring, like the Empyrean series is known for having all these mysteries, theories, like things we're trying to figure out. Okay, so I think mom actually knows that Violet must have something special in her. Maybe because of dad. I don't know, but yeah, you're probably gonna be seeing a bunch of this where I'm noticing little things and commenting through my second read through. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading now. Alright, I might be like fourth of the way into Fourth Wing. Anyways, I'm of course keeping track of. So we know about Dane's signet, and we know about Zayden's second signet, right? By the way, spoilers if you have already, tell. Around like page, I think 60 something, Dane does cup Violet's cheek, but I'm not sure if he touches her temple. I'm not sure that counts. I don't know, but I still put it down in like my notes. But anyways, at the scene, whenever Violet is like grabbing these berries to poison her, victims, anyways, and she is like hiding in a tree, and then the rebellion like kids are like meeting up pretty much, and they're kind of like having a little meeting on how to survive. Anyways, afterwards, everyone is gone. She goes down the tree. Zayden and everything, they have a little talk and everything. But Violet is like, I'm not gonna tell about your guys' meetup. And then she like says that Zayden looks at her like he's really trying to read her. So I'm pretty sure that's him using his second signet right there. He's trying to read her attention or intentions. There we go. So yeah. Alright, so update. I'm listening to the dramatized audiobook, and it's really good actually. It's like each character has their own voice actor. There's sounds. There's sound effects too, and it's pretty good. It's like a movie in your brain. They say it's like a movie in your brain. But anyways, I'm like chapter 23, chapter 24. I'm not sure, but I just need to mention something that okay, Violet and Jack somehow had to go against each other. Somehow that happened, in the not gauntlet challenge. I don't know, but they're fighting, right, and then at some point Jack is like shooting his power like over to her or something. I don't know. Violet's like trying, like she's like struggling not to yield and trying to like she's over here shaking. All right, But anyway, she talks about how Jack has this like smile, but she also talks about how he has like a red ring around his eye. Now that if people know, yeah. So I don't know if that's something, but we'll see in future chapters. But yeah. So I'm at the part where Zane and Violet are kind of cleaning up Violet's room after, and they're picking up like these books. Zane picks up like the Book of Fables, which is one of Violet's like book that she loved that her father gave her. It was about Wyvern and Benning, and also there was like letters too that Violet's father would kind of like give to Violet that were super cryptic and obviously, had some meaning with them in them. So like I wonder like that probably like I don't know, sparked something in Zane's mind. That must have like I don't know. He must have thought of something. Like something probably went off in Zane's mind. Because also this book no one has ever seen. Like Violet apparently has the only book of fables out there or something. I don't even know. Like so like yeah. Anyways, I'm so close to finishing this book. I will probably see you when I'm done with it or when I'm going to the second book. But yeah, see you. It's the morning, and I just finished the last 40 minutes of the audiobook, the dramatized audiobook. So now I'm on to the second one. I will say that whenever I first read the fourth wing, the end, like with the battle against the Venning and Wyvern, I don't know if I just wasn't focused, but like I didn't like process any of that. So like it was almost all new to me, and I was like, oh crap, a lot actually happened. I knew Liam died. That sucked. That definitely stood out to me. But yeah, and then and then she goes to Horatia and all that stuff. And then yeah, it's through Zane's point of view now. But yeah, now we know that Brennan is alive and a revolution is starting. So that is where I left off. Now on to the second book. I will not talk about it until the end of the video. Whenever I go all over all the events and all the books. I keep looking here. All right, second book. Intrinsic. So I just finished Iron Flame. Like not that long ago. I'm kind of still processing. It was kind of insane since literally whenever I first read through it, like near the end, I was sort of I don't know, I wasn't like super into it. I guess it was also because I was dealing with like a lot of school and activities and everything, so I was kind of like busy thinking about something else. But reading back, oh my goodness, a lot happened and crazy things happened. But we're gonna leave that till later. This is kind of like my thoughts, review, I don't know, opinions, theories of, the first book. Then we're gonna go to the second book of like my thoughts and whatever. Okay, fourth wing, the first book. Now I listened to the dramatized audiobook, by the way, while like I was switching back from reading and dramatized audiobook. Honestly, it was amazing. I feel like you guys should go check that out because it was crazy. It was literally like a movie in your mind, and like the voices were great. The voice, no, the voice actor did a really good job. I did not expect, like, I did not picture that voice to be Zay, like that, like his voice and the person who was being Zayden, as Zayden. But like, I mean, it kind of worked. It kind of worked. But anyways, should check that out because it was crazy. Um, the first book is just nice. It was just nice. It was before we knew everything, and literally like our like reality got shattered. And it was just, Violet going through this war college, and even though it's super deadly, it was super cool. And honestly, it almost like wanted me not like actually be in the war college. I almost just wanted to play a game about it. Like I almost kind of went through the first book like a little game, like if that was in a game, because that's what Violet, what she was kind of doing. She was kind of leveling up, like she was working on her kind of fighting. She was trying to get through it, trying to work out through these obstacles and everything, make friends, and it was really cool. It was really cool, especially in the audiobook, the dramatized audiobook. It was kind of nice. It was really cool. I was able to picture it really well too. A lot of times in books, I don't know why, but sometimes I have trouble like imagining the world. I don't know why, but this time, the second time, actually the first time, I was able to imagine it fine too. Second time, even better, especially with the dramatized audiobook. God, you should go check that out. It's so cool. Now, of course, whenever as a person rereading, I must pay attention to the small details, right? I must pay attention to things like Dane on how many times he has touched Violet and possibly read her memories. I believe Dane has touched her like a lot of times, like 9 times. I kind of started losing track because I'm like, okay. Dane's, he's always cupping her cheek and everything. And I was also paying attention to Xaden reading her attentions because, as we all know, by the way, this is spoilers. By the way, there's gonna be spoilers of the 2 books, and if you haven't read it, you should probably go. Unless if you don't care, then I guess whatever. Because in the second book, we found out that he's an intensic and can read intentions. There's like a lot of talk about whenever Xaden would like no, like Violet would say whenever Zane comes into the room, she would like feel like a prickle on her mind, and I'm pretty sure every time she feels that, it's either like their bond or he's reading her intentions. Whenever Violet was trying to get those like berries to try to poison her challengers, and then she was in this tree at night, and then she literally like Zayden and then like the rebellion kids were literally all around the tree, and she had to like be super quiet. But after they left, she tried to climb down, and then Zayden, blah blah blah. They had this talk. And he was like, "All right, you just can't say anything." And Violet's like, "Okay, sure," but like Zayden didn't just take her word for it. He definitely read her intentions. On page, I think 99, probably. And also, like, throughout Iron Flame 2, he's probably just been reading her intentions. I don't know. Like, he says he doesn't use his signet that often on her, but like he probably does. I don't know. Oh, I don't know why I took note of this youngest rebellion kid, Julian Ann. I don't know why I took note of that. I feel like maybe at some point it'll become like a bigger plot later on. Fourth wing. What else? Honestly, there wasn't much. It was just like it was the first book. It was kind of starting off. Iron Flame is whenever all the craziness happened, and you start thinking like all about the possibilities of things and theories. You start to like overthink everything. But Fourth Wing was nice. But yeah, I mean the ending whenever Brennan, we figured out he was alive, and he was like saying he was his little one line, "Welcome to the Revolution." That was cool. That was cool. I definitely was like, oh, that's crazy. I definitely felt like, I don't know. It was just stuff was going on. You already know that there's something more than just this war college to it. The government's freaking keeping secrets always, and stuff was about to go down. Okay. Talk of Jack having a red. Oh yeah. Page 296 of Fourth Wing. Whenever uh Violet and Jack actually had to verse each other, we literally see like at some point Jack is like pouring like some energy into Violet, and Violet's over here trying to like withstand it. She says how Jack has this like weird smile, and also about red ring about his eye. When I read that, I was like, he's venting. He is venting, venting, and I'm not sure if I think this might have been before he died. So, I think so. 296. Yeah. No, I feel like that had to be. Oh, when did he die? Was it whenever she was in Resin? I think so. Honestly, page 96. Yeah. Yeah, that was something. I wonder. I wonder when Jack, like, decide to become Benny. Like like when did he just like go off and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of power. I actually, I think it's probably after like he figured out Violet bonded with Taryn, and he was like super jealous and everything. He even tried to kill her too when she was sleeping, and yeah. So I feel like at some point afterwards, he was like, he found another vending because, dude, Jack, he's hungry for that power. Jack Barlow, not the greatest guy, not at all. Even though later on he becomes nice and everything, nah. He's probably like faking it and all that stuff, which is weird though. Like, why? What? Why? Was he just trying to catch Violet off guard? Like, what was that about? Why was he nice? Like, don't, no, no. I don't know. That was just kind of dumb. That little period of like Jack being nice and everything. But later on, he still being, being mean. Like, well, not being mean, but like be evil. And Violent, like, he didn't get anything about being nice. I don't think, not really. So it was just kind of like a waste. I don't know. All right, that was Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing was great. We get a little bit of maybe just like vending talk. Oh yeah, in the Book of Fables, something like that. It was being hinted at, literally being hinted at. Like her father knew so many stuff. Okay, this is also gonna be a rant too. Her father definitely knew what he's talking about. Not knew what he's talking about, but like he knew more than probably what he should have known, and he definitely like just was teaching it to Violet, or like to one of his kids, or to all of his kids. I don't even know. That was crazy. His dad, yeah, that was something. Oh yeah, and same as her mom, dude. I don't get it. Oh my goodness. I guess we'll talk about that later in Iron Flame. But anyways, we'll talk about his dad first. His dad knew so much, and I feel like he knew that all this was gonna happen. He knew that this was all. He was obviously. I mean, he prepared his daughter too. I just don't know. What was it? Is it like a prophecy that he read or something like that? That made him kind of have to prepare Violet, because also Violet seems like she is supposed, like, I don't know, like the chosen one. This is definitely like following the route of like the chosen one prophesied to blah 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 do stuff, because later in Iron Flame and Darna talks about that, I think. So yeah, that's us talk about Venin and Wyvern. Then we soon later and find out, yeah, it is true with Zayden and all that stuff. That's crazy, by the way. Jeez. And Violet and Zayden having their communication problems, they're just really horrible at trusting each other, but also trusting themselves. Oh, oops, sorry. They're really bad at trusting themselves, honestly. That's what is kind of what's keeping them, is that like they don't know how they'll react when they get this truth. Like, because when you get something like crazy news, your emotions go haywire, and that kind of like and they're both pretty logical people. So like when they get all emotional, that kind of like messes up their brain. They can't think logically, so they're also probably just super just afraid of hearing each other's truths and reacting okay, because Vi's kind of afraid to ask questions about Zayden because she's afraid to hear the weird secret and then not prepared. Okay. Fourth Wing. Um, First half of the book, not anything too crazy happens. It's just more, just kind of the same thing. It's kind of like a slice of life. Not gonna lie, it's really weird. Like Fourth Wing, not Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing was fine, but Iron Flame, like you definitely needed to. I don't know. The pacing was slow, like the first third or half, until the second half where it starts to ramp up, and then it starts to ramp up even more and more and more later on too. First half is more like a slice of life, and honestly it gets really annoying sometimes, where like Violet is keeping secrets from her friends. She's fighting with Zayden anytime he comes, because Zayden has graduated, but he has to come back every once in a while because Taryn is a Gale or mated. They can't be apart, or else they'll die or something. I don't know. Or else they're whiny babies. They can't handle it. um, and yeah, it's just this ongoing thing. Also, Varish. Oh my gosh, I hate Varish. I don't know where he came from. He was just super, super uncool. Was he a Venning? What? I think he was he. Crap, I'm forgetting. Sorry, guys. A lot is happening. Okay, there's a lot of world building and a lot of secrets. A lot of information is kind of thrown at you sometimes. It's like, oh crap, that's a lot to process. Um, yeah, I hated Varish. I don't know what. Like, what is his deal and what his like what he knows about the vetting and waiver, right? I don't know. I think he was just really hated Violet. I don't know. What was his deal? What was his but he had some history. He has to have some history on like whatever's going on behind the scenes with the vetting and Wyvern and everything. I don't know. That was crazy. Then it amps up in the second half. Honestly, if like Rebecca, this could have been so much shorter, I feel like, too, if Rebecca just cut out some of this slice of life stuff where she kind of every day, like, she's trying to keep secrets from her friends, she's trying to, like, learn and graduate, but she's also trying to, like, just double agent, playing this double agent. But so much of this could be shortened and less tough to get through if she kind of shortened that up a little bit. It was starting to become a slice of life, and that was kind of weird. Okay. Wait, let me look through my notes real quick. Ree is starting to feel sus about the college. Oh yeah, love Ree. Absolutely love her, and she catches on quick. Um, and she even starts to feel like something's going on with this college. Something's like something they're hiding something from us. And like you could definitely even if we were like ignorant in the first book, you could like you could sense something was happening, especially just with the weird things that were weird not coincidence, just weird like situations that were happening. So she was starting to become sus, and then she started was like, "Hey, Violet, what's going on?" And Violet was like, "No, she can't." Violet was trying to protect her friends, but the thing is, lies lies are not good sometimes. Even if you're trying to protect somebody, it comes out at some point, and they become unprepared. If they don't know about something that you're protecting them with, they can't protect themselves. And there was this like constant talk of like having a choice to protect to like so like Violet didn't want her friends to become a part or anything because she didn't want them to be hurt or anything. Because if they're for sure if they knew about Venning and Wyvern, they'll definitely like fight for trying to protect everyone. And Violet didn't want that to happen because Liam died. So, but it is their choice, and like they're your friends, you gotta be honest with them. You can't lie. And like of course, I mean, Zayn is too. He's got to stop doing that. Zayn's gotta. He's got to be truthful. But it does get complicated near the end of the book. Okay. Page 87. The first year he's trying to kill Violet has a red. So yeah, Varish, whether he was Venning or not, I can't remember. He was definitely a part of that. I think he was definitely on the side of Venning and Wyvern somehow. Because there was the people trying to kill Violet. There was people trying to assassinate. I think also the rebellion people. And the big guy had the red rings. Okay, hold on. I swing out my knife. He catches my right hand, pinning my wrist to the ground. Then he wraps his other hand around my throat and squeezes. Effing die already. He sees his voice blending into the ringing in my ears as he lowers his face to mine. There's no air as he grips tightens on my windpipe. Secrets die with the people who keep them. He whispers, bringing his nose an inch from mine. His eyes are light brown but rimmed in red as though he's on some kind of drug. Yeah, he has a red ring as if he's on some kind of drug. I mean, anytime we hear about a red ring around someone's eyes, they're venting. So this guy was venting. And so I feel like Varish was definitely, getting these assassins to kill Violet and the rebellion kids or whatever. Or maybe General Milgren too. No, it was General Milgren. Wait, yeah, actually, there's theories that General Milgren might be Venom, or also on with the side of that. There's so many double agents in here. Like, you don't know who to trust in Basgaiath. You don't know who the heck. Like, there's some people keeping secrets about the Venning and Wyvern, but there's some people who are on the side of like Venning and Wyvern on whatever. I don't know. Like, it's so just mixed up, disorganized. It's so corrupted. Like we don't know what's going on, but slowly but surely, like it's being uncovered. The truth is being uncovered, and we're figuring out what's going on. Like what's the real deal here? Real deal here. And things are finally gone. Anyways, yeah. So okay, I made a note about Feathered Tails in 103. I know nothing of your father's research, Tarn promises, but Indarna has gone quiet. Oh, okay, so Colonel Atos, no, not General Mervin, it's Atos, who is Was it General Milburn or Atos who was venting? Yeah, it was Atos that people thought he was venting because, of all the assassins and one of them being a venting. It's ironic, don't you think? Varish asks, retreating one step at a time. From what Colonel Atos told me, your father was writing a book on feather tails, dragons which hadn't been seen in hundreds of years, and then you ended up bonded to one. They're talking about Indarna. Yeah, even see his father knows something. He like read some sort of prophecy and he's like, oh, Violet or something like that. I don't know. But the thing is, Larry found out Indarna is like not she's like a special breed. Like there's like a seventh breed. Feathertails we know of, right? I think so, right? Yeah. Well, okay. Not maybe she's like a different breed, but with the feathertail tail, something like that. So yeah, I think I made that note because I'm like, okay, so her dad knows something. He literally produced all of this to happen. He like with Violet and everything. He taught her, her little kid to be like his dad and her mom. They knew stuff. They knew stuff, and they kept it from each other. It's so annoying, but oh well. Page 215, the dream that Violet had. Oh yeah, Violet is keep getting these dreams about, or these nightmares, but this weird guy that just kind of taunting her and everything. I'm gonna go to that real quick actually. There's nowhere to run, Ryder. A hooded figure steps into my path out of nowhere, raising one arm. I'm yanked off on my feet by an unseen force and lifted to the air, completely immobilized. The wave of death halts and the wind falls silent as if he stopped time. He shifts his staff to the other hand, then pulls back the thick maroon hood of his floor-length robes with his gnarled fingers, revealing the white of his scalp under his slicked-back, thinning hair. Benning. So, there's that one. Then she has another one. I forgot where. But these dreams were literally, essentially, she just had visions. She kind of predicted this person. Is that Could that be her signet? I mean, we'll talk about that later. But now that I think about it, that could be a signet. Page 306. Alright, let's go over that. So this is the excerpt before chapter 35. The only signet more terrifying than an intrinsic is a truthsayer, and yet we let them live. Major Fendra's Guide to the Writer's Quadrant, unauthorized edition. That kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest. Yeah, in my opinion, some of these excerpts sort of have some relation to what happened in the chapter before, but sometimes they kind of don't. No, this kind of does make sense because it's like, what would be Violet's second signet? You know, it I feel like this is telling us something about Violet's second signet, and I think personally, I think she is a truthsayer. I think that is my theory. I believe, like my most believed theory. I think so because also in a later line, Rebecca mentioned that there's this one line that revealed that, well, Violet could, be a truthsayer. Hold on, it was like 500, page 500 something. 544. It's kind of whenever Violet and Xaden were at the mats or something like that, and Arisha or whatever, and they were kind of like talking about, all right, we're gonna fight, we're gonna get through this. Okay, here we go. I highlighted too. Yeah, you have to let me all the way in, or all the love in the world won't hold this together. I'm a person who needs information to center myself. And lately needs is italicized. That feel like clearly, I mean, she is a person who does need information, by the way. She is always like talking about like, I need to know stuff. She's always, nagging as like, I need to know stuff. Like, tell me the truths. She needs information to center herself. When she's stressed out, remember at the parapet or other stressful moments, she literally like says information in her mind to center herself. And that could be a little bit of insight into what her second signet could be as a truthsayer. has her second signet revealed yet? No, not really. No, and Darna can camouflage. We know that. Camouflage so she can stay hidden. I was thinking somehow that correlates with Truth Sayer. It kind of does. I mean, kind of does. You know, like you can see through people. Camouflage, you can be seen. No, I don't know. Not really. There's that. What other notes do I have? I think if I did have notes, oh, whenever mom talks, when her mom, Violet's dream. Yeah, we already went over Violet's other dream as well. Sort of. She just has visions. Yeah, her mom knows something. Her parents knew something for sure. They knew like stuff was about to go down. I think why they kept secrets is because they had to post. Sorry, I'm like stuttering. Why they kept secrets is I think because they had to postpone. They knew maybe their kids or her or kid with Violet was going to be an important part of like solving whatever the vending stuff is happening or whatever this lens going through. So they had to be secretive. They had to like indirectly prepare Violet and also prepare people. Like even her mom was making deals with Zayden and all that stuff. Like they were working behind the scenes to make sure that they let's just say there was a prophecy to make sure that this prophecy does come out true. And they knew their parts, I guess, in a way. That's why her mom's excuse my language, but is a dick and pretty much sort of sacrifices Brennan or all that stuff, even though he's alive. But she's doing all this stuff for a reason and she sticks with it too. Like even if her children are all against her and be like, yeah, you suck. But she's like, yeah, maybe. I'm doing this for a reason though. There's a reason to keep you guys alive. And to keep you guys alive because you guys are important to probably solving whatever other wars, Venom stuff is going to happen in the future. And maybe in the Onyx Storm. We gotta talk about that later. I think that's all the notes I have so far. No, I didn't like record myself saying these random things like I did in the first book. I waited till now to do it, but yeah. Like when I record myself reading as or listening, like low moments, I did record myself figuring out that Zayden's an intrinsic because I was like, bro, I wasn't too sure. Actually, I didn't know he had a second signet until people were talking about it. I'm like, huh? So I had to like record myself how she figured it out. It made sense. It made so much sense. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. I feel like I could have figured that out, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh well. Now, by a second signet, Truthsayer, or there's a theory that because of her dreams and how there are visions, she sort of can, I don't know, like predict the future, maybe, or have these precognition dreams. Precognition, maybe. I didn't exactly read the theory thoroughly, but I could see it. She could have visions, you know. She could sort of maybe um, focus into some sort of mystery, and I don't know. Maybe she can have a vision about it, like maybe have memories of people. I don't know. Like I don't know how that power could work, but I've heard no mention throughout the book about any signings like that. But we heard about truthsayers, which kind of came out of nowhere because we don't know anyone who's a truthsayer. We know about intrinsics, which we've heard throughout the book, but not truthsayers. Some people are intrinsics too, Zayden, and also that one person who had that signet and then died by I forgot who, but yeah. Um, so I think she's a truthsayer. I think that is the most probable one because I feel like it has the most evidence to it. You know, Violet being needing information makes a lot of sense to be honest. Like if you think about it, as you know, the reasons I said before, and also if it, I mean, what other signet could it be? Unless if we had to, unless there's just like a one that we just Rebecca's not mentioned at all, but like she also just threw out Truthslayer out of nowhere. So I mean, I feel like that's clearly pointing towards Truthsayer, you know? I think that is the most probable one. Or she can have visions. Some people say that she's like a siphon, not a siphon, but like she can um sort of strengthen other people's signets. which makes sense because she always wants to help her. She wants to like protect them though. I'm not sure about that one, but my number one theory is probably truth there. I like that one a lot. It seems pretty probable, but we'll see. Now, Onyx Storm. What can we expect from Onyx Storm? Well, we did leave off Iron Flame with Xaden becoming a Venning when he was trying to when they were battling against the Venning in that last part, at the very end, and he was trying to kill this dude that was going after Violet. He Xaden was kind of like at his final like sort of like power. I don't know, like he was very little power left. He was gonna die, and he's trying to kill this guy with his shadow powers. But he feels power on the ground, and he's like, "Oh, there's a lot of power here." And he grabs onto that to kill this guy because of that, because he grabbed onto the power from the floor or whatever it's called. He becomes Benny. So obviously, this is probably gonna become um, a story like this next book is definitely gonna be Violet trying to figure out a cure. I don't. I think at some point Zayn would have to reveal that he is Venning. Wait, does a lot of people know? I think so. I don't know, but he's of course more people would know, and then so they have to, or they either try to keep their secret, and then some people find out, and they're like, okay, now we have to tell the people. I don't know. It's gonna be trying to find a cure, and in one of Violet's dreams, she it was this hooded dude again, right? And he's talking about how you're gonna bring up the wards, but you're gonna get rid of them or break them down again, not because of greed or anything, because of love, her love for Xaden. I feel like she's gonna, because I mean, as a Venning, you can't. The wards is gonna kill him, right? So he's gotta be at the other place, right? I think so. But there's gonna be wards in there too, right? Wait, I don't know. Crap. I'm like losing my train of thought here. But somehow she's gonna try all that she can to make sure that Xaden doesn't become Venning or, stays who he is and not this evil Venning person. Now I also think we'll learn more about the Venom. I think we'll learn more about the however that's gonna happen. Like they're clearly gonna try to get back or try to kill like the dragon riders, the griffin riders, or flyers or whatever like that. And I honestly think it's because how everything started. It was like there's these three brothers. One of them was a dragon rider. One of them was a griffin flyer. One of them was jealous of both of them and became Vinny. I think he's still alive, honestly, and I think he's just been plotting ever since. Like, well, I don't know if they said that. I mean, they defeated him, but I don't know if he was killed. Either he was killed and someone else was like kind of his heir, not heir, but like his little mini him. I don't know. Or he's still alive and he's just been waiting all this time, waiting maybe for Violet. I don't. Somehow she's gonna because for Violet and Xaden specifically, maybe. I don't know, possibly, and I think we're gonna figure out more of that and figure out more of how we're just gonna figure out the origins of Venning and how that became happening. So we're gonna how they became a thing. And so we're gonna learn about the brothers and all that stuff, and we're gonna learn probably more lore. We're gonna learn more lore and more truths. We're still uncovering truth here, okay? Truths here. There's so many mysteries in this book. There's so much world building information, questions that they yet been answered. We're just gonna learn more about that, and we're just gonna learn more about the Venning and whoever's behind all this and how we're gonna stop. Now, do I think Xaden's gonna become like evil or anything? I'm not sure. Honestly, I think he's gonna be controlled. I think he's gonna try his best to hold off whatever evil stuff is gonna overcome him, but I think he's gonna be controlled somehow. And I think that's gonna like really really turn the tables of the war. It really gonna, I don't know. Stuff is gonna happen. Stuff is gonna happen because of Zan becoming Benny. Zan really screwed up by doing that, by the way. He screwed up, and honestly, I think it's a little dumb. But of course, it's something in order to keep the plot going. So yeah, a lot of stuff is gonna go down because he's becoming Benny. Jack, still alive. He's gonna do something. He's gonna do something too. He's gonna do something to Zayden probably. Like he's gonna like manipulate him somehow. I don't even know. Oh, it's gonna. So many things could happen. So many possibilities. So many like, bad possibilities could happen. And it's a secret between Zayden and Violet. His intrinsic as well, Zayden as well. So yeah, I don't think those are gonna be secrets for that long. They have to. They have to tell other people, and they have to save Zayden or somehow keep it under control so they can um, have an advantage or running, you know. So, but we'll see in Onyx Storm. And guys, Onyx Storm, what's today? January 19th. It's coming out in 2 days. And I did this for a reason because I wanted to reread right before the book comes out so I can, so my mind is fresh. Now this is going to be one video about Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Onyx Storm will be a separate video. I'm going to actually record myself more of like reading it or listening to the audiobook. So stay tuned for that. That will be a different video. I also like review, but then I'll also kind of like tie it back of it just kind of be like a whole thing of like, oh, going over the Empyrean timeline, you know, this fantasy world, this world, you know, telling the world. But yeah. Is this now the books? Are they like super well written or eloquently written? Like, oh, they have super good like writing. The like, is this something we're gonna study into like other books? No, not really. Is it a young fantasy? And honestly, some of the language is like, I don't know, a teenager. It's like almost like a teenager wrote this sometimes. And it's not supposed to be anything super groundbreaking. It's supposed to be like a really great, cool, awesome story that can just fall in love and fall into and get lost in because it's super fun. It's crazy, and people who love fantasy, like this is a good also like a starter fantasy too. I think for people to kind of get into fantasy. Read this series because it's a great series. It's got dragons. It's got dragons. I love dragons. That's what hooked me at first. One of the reasons, not all the reasons, but one of the reasons. And I love world building, and I love a story where like we're just kind of thrown into this like situation, war college, but as we're learning more about it, there's mysteries and secrets we must uncover, and I love that. And then soon there's like this revolution, and there's like things we gotta figure out and fight for. Like I love stories where we like are uncovering truths and uncovering like lore and uncovering like I love that type of stuff. I love the world building too. World building and uncovering truths. I love those type of stories, so this is why I'm very hooked into this story. And also, I love camaraderie. Like, there's like a lot of messages about trust into your friends, your fellow cadets, and just having that kind of warrior soldier kind of trust of hey, we're in this together. We're gonna trust each other. We're gonna do our parts, and I don't know. There's just that sense of unity, you know, that's throughout this book, and I love that. I love that message. Also, as well as the message of Violet being weak, but she's actually super strong, not because that she's physically strong, but actually it's because of her compassion. She has like probably one of the most compassionate people of anyone in the story. She is the most compassionate person, the most like she's just her heart is like her instincts are always to help everyone and anyone, even though it might seem dumb. Like Zayden is completely opposite of that, which is weird how they're just hella. Of course, she's attracted to that because when you come across someone like that, it's very just honorable. Like it might seem naive, but the thing is, she's still surviving all this year and all these years, and well, year, and yet there's so many things supporting her for that. Like for some reason, it's working, even though you might think it's naive or it's like it's not gonna work out. It's working out, and it's like that's amazing. Like it's just like, what? I never thought that was possible. I thought I had to like survive on my own and protect me and forget about everyone else, you know? And I love that. I do love that. And I think it's something we gotta do more often in this world, have more compassion for people and care about everyone too. Like, of course, there's priorities, you know, close to people more, but you should always never kind of neglect other people too, because they're important too, you know? Violet, super compassionate and empathetic. It's probably why she bonded two dragons. Even though Taryn is super ruthless and like grumpy and everything, I think he knows that that's really special. Even though he's super grumpy and everything, he doesn't seem like a compassionate, empathetic person. He is. He is. He's very much an empathetic dragon. But I love Taryn. I love Taryn, and I can't wait for Darna. Oh, and Darna, the second honor, I think is what her name is meaning. That definitely means something. That definitely is gonna do something. She's her and Darna and Violet. Like, I don't know. There's something there. And Darna waited. By the way, this is the thing I meant to mention. She waited specifically for her. And Violet's like, you can't possibly know that. And she's like, well, here we are. Like, this was supposed to happen. See, it's a prophesized. I don't know. It's like a chosen one. This is what's supposed to happen. Needs to happen. And Darna is definitely important for something. Definitely super important. I think with along her signet, um, her bond within Darna, there's gonna be something important in there. I know it is in trying to like solve and trying like to win this war or try to defeat the vending or whatever's happening. Honestly, it's definitely gonna be important. And I think we're gonna figure out more of that in Onyx Storm too. And I believe Onyx Storm is gonna be like a little bit big, a little bit more longer than Fourth Wing, but basically the same length. So yeah, this is a great story. It's a fun story. It's not like anything groundbreaking. And if you want something super fun, if it reminds you of like other books like Harry Potter or like dystopian kind of like the books like Maze Runner or Hunger Games, this is something to get into. You know, this is kind of like going back to that nostalgic kind of type feeling, and it's nice. It's honestly super nice. It's super. I don't know. It's easy. You can for some reason it just has a story where you're for some reason super into it, even though it's like not anything super groundbreaking. Like in fiction and literary fiction, it's not like oh my gosh, she uncovered or like her writing is super astounding and everyone should strive for this type of writing. I mean, not really. Not, and no one says it for Hunger Games or Harry Potter. It's just a really awesome story to fall in love into, fall into, get lost into. I don't know. But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video with Onyx Storm. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave my rant for that. I will give this 4 stars. 4.5 stars, 4 stars. This is almost 5 stars. And yeah, I can't wait for Onyx Storm. We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm so excited. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Bye, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And just be well. Bye.